that persistent, murky feeling, like your mind is trapped in a fog. It's frustrating. It's disorienting, and it is most certainly not a normal part of aging, no matter how many times you may have heard that. You feel it when you walk into a room and forget why, or when you struggle to find a word that's normally right on the tip of your tongue. You are not imagining this. That feeling is real. Before we begin, please remember that I am a health researcher and translator, not a medical doctor. This video is for informational and educational purposes only. Please consult your physician for any medical advice. Today, we're going to put the science back into your kitchen and find the clarity you deserve. That brain fog you're experiencing is a very real, physical signal from your body. And in my research, I've found that for so many of us, the source of that fog isn't even in our heads. It's in our gut. This is where we must introduce one of the most critical concepts in modern health science: the gut-brain axis. Graphic. Simple diagram showing the connection from the gut to the brain. This isn't a mystical idea. It's a physical, biochemical communication superhighway. Your gut and your brain are in constant conversation, linked by millions of nerves like the vagus nerve and a flow of chemical messengers. Your gut is home to a vast ecosystem of bacteria, your microbiome. When this ecosystem is in balance, it helps regulate everything from your mood to your immune system. But when it's out of balance, a state science calls dysbiosis, it can lead to inflammation. And here is the key. Inflammation in the gut does not stay in the gut. This inflammation can compromise the lining of your gut, creating a leaky barrier. Inflammatory molecules can then escape into your bloodstream, and in some cases, even cross the highly selective barrier that's meant to protect your brain. This is what science calls neuroinflammation, a low-level, chronic inflammation of the brain tissue itself. Beilhartz et al. 2018. J. Clin Med. This isn't a raging infection. It's a slow burn. And that is what you experience as brain fog. It's the biochemical equivalent of static on the line, disrupting your cognitive clarity, your memory, and your focus. So, when we talk about clearing the fog, we can't just focus on the brain. We must look at the root cause. We have to calm the inflammation in the gut to calm the inflammation in the brain. The question is, how? So, if the problem is rooted in gut inflammation and brain inflammation, the logical solution is to find the most powerful, targeted anti-inflammatory tools we can. And this is where we move from the why to the what. When it comes to neuroprotection, my research constantly points back to one specific, remarkable food: the wild blueberry. Now, I am being very specific here. Not the larger, cultivated blueberries you find year-round in plastic clamshells. I mean the small, potent, wild ones, often found in the frozen section of your supermarket. Why the distinction? The difference is biochemistry. These wild plants fight to survive in harsh, northern climates. To protect themselves, they produce a much higher concentration of protective phytochemicals. The most important of these are called anthocyanins. Anthocyanins are the deep blue and purple pigments that give the berry its color. But in our bodies, they act as some of the most potent antioxidants on the planet. Let's quickly define that term. Every day, our cells create free radicals as byproducts of metabolism. When we're under stress, exposed to toxins, or have chronic inflammation like in the gut, this production goes into overdrive. This creates a state called oxidative stress. You can think of it as a form of biological rusting that damages our cells, especially our delicate brain cells, or neurons. This damage is a primary driver of neuroinflammation and the brain fog you feel. This is where the wild blueberry becomes our scientific hero. The anthocyanins it contains are masters at neutralizing these free radicals. But here is the most critical part, the piece that connects everything. Unlike many other antioxidants, certain anthocyanins have been shown to be bioavailable to the brain. This means they have the unique ability to cross the blood-brain barrier. They don't just stay in your bloodstream, they get into your brain tissue, where they can perform their protective work directly. They help shield your neurons from that oxidative rusting and calm the neuroinflammation that is clouding your thoughts. The research here is incredibly promising. Multiple clinical studies, particularly in older adults, have linked the consumption of blueberries to measurable improvements in cognitive function. We're talking about better memory, faster cognitive processing, and reduced brain fog, all tied back to these specific plant compounds. So, when we talk about eating wild blueberries, we are not just eating a fruit, we are consuming a dense biochemical toolkit. We are sending in a support crew of powerful antioxidants that can cross the barrier, get to the root of the problem, and help protect our brain cells from the very damage that causes the fog. And, as a powerful bonus, they are also packed with fiber, which, as we learned in Section 1, is the perfect food for your microbiome. By eating them, you are simultaneously calming the inflammation in the brain and feeding the healthy gut bacteria that help prevent that inflammation in the first place. This is what I mean by food as science. We have identified the problem, neuroinflammation, and we have found a specific, evidence-based tool, wild blueberry anthocyanins, that is perfectly designed to address it. We have the why. We know that neuroinflammation, often starting in the gut, is a primary driver of brain fog. And we have the what, the incredible brain bioavailable anthocyanins in wild blueberries that act as a direct antioxidant support crew. Now, we need the how. This is the most important part, because the most powerful science in the world is useless if it isn't practical. The goal here is consistency, not complexity. I am going to share 3 simple, science-backed protocols to make this a sustainable part of your life. First is the daily dose. The easiest way is often the best. All you need is a blender. My foundational recommendation is to add 1 cup of frozen wild blueberries to your daily smoothie. It doesn't have to be complex. You can blend it with just water, a banana for prebiotic fiber, or a handful of spinach. You are getting the full, potent dose in 1 simple, delicious step. Second is the Clarity Smoothie. If you want to enhance the effect, you can build on that foundation. This is the smoothie I often turn to. It combines 1 cup of wild blueberries with 1 cup of cilantro and 1 cup of orange juice. The cilantro brings in its own unique compounds that support the body's natural detoxification pathways, while the vitamin C from the orange juice helps with bioavailability. It's a powerful combination that directly supports the science we discussed. And third, the simple snack. You don't even need a blender for this. One of my favorite ways to eat wild blueberries is to simply take half a cup of them from the freezer, let them thaw for about 10 minutes, and eat them with a spoon. They taste like a refreshing, healthy sorbet. And it's a perfect way to satisfy an afternoon sugar craving while sending that antioxidant support straight to your brain. The key to remember is that you are doing this to calm inflammation. This is a long-term strategy for brain health, not a one-time fix. By incorporating one of these simple protocols into your daily routine, you are making a consistent, daily investment in your cognitive clarity. I've linked all the research I mentioned, as well as the full recipe for the Clarity Smoothie, in the description box below. This journey to clearing the fog is not about finding one single magic solution. It is about the small, daily, scientific choices we make. It's about understanding the why behind how you feel, and then reclaiming your agency with the how. You have the power to change this. You can feel clear again, and it can all start with one simple, powerful food in your kitchen.